Guys, it's Carrie Ann Finley. It's Monday afternoon. It's 4:20 Mountain Time, 6:20 Eastern Time. And why am I on here talking to you guys today? It's because you would not believe all the chaos and commotion that I find people are going through. And I've got an extra 20 minutes today, so I wanted to take some time to talk to you all and just go over a few things that are going on with people in their lives right now and to help you understand what you yourself might be going through. I just want to help the people that are having such a chaotic time right now. So, what is spiritual awakening? That's a topic for right now. If you're feeling really overwhelmed by life and you're feeling like you're really stuck, if you're feeling like there's so many obstacles or that life seems to be falling apart all around you, I'm going to say good. It's where you need to be. And I can say this from having gone through it myself. I've gone through three major spiritual awakenings where my world completely fell apart and I had to walk through the darkness and pull myself back together out of nothing and rebuild my life into a whole new way to empower myself and become a better person and to learn from my mistakes, but also to align me with my purpose. So that's the whole reason why this happens to people when they're going through a struggling time, a time of struggle or a time of loss, a time of pain and suffering. That's what spiritual awakening is. The pain and the trauma pushes people, pushes you, or it pushed me right to the edge of where you thought you could never have gone before. It stretches you way beyond what you thought was possible. And it takes you to a place where it makes you do things that you haven't done before. It stretches you, right? It pushes you past your boundaries. And it also gets you searching. It makes you ask questions like, who am I? What am I here to do? What is important to me? What are my gifts and talents and how can I share them with the world, right? And oh my gosh, I wish that everyone gets to go through this process sooner rather than later because we're all going to go through it. And as you guys are joining in, just put your questions in. Anything about spiritual awakening. I've got 20 minutes to talk to you all here. And I'll answer any questions about anything that you're going through right now if you're finding you're having a tough time navigating life. The question I get asked the most is, why is this happening to me? Why is nothing working for me? And hey, Bonnie, good to see you. And the reason why everything starts to collapse or fall apart is because you're not following your purpose. And hi, guys. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Brazita. Hi, Betsy. The world around you is collapsing and falling apart because it's a failsafe that actually you put into your life system before you were born. This is the coolest part. I get so excited when I talk about this part. I know it's so funny because I think just the workings behind how spiritual awakening helps people to evolve and helps us to become aware of our purpose is just brilliant. So before you were born and you did your to-do list of all the things you want to do in your life to help others with your gifts and your talents, once you're born here, all the things that you work on that aren't in alignment with like that will be presented with obstacles. You'll have struggles. You'll have things happen in your life that'll feel like you're always hitting a wall or you're not able to go forward or something doesn't work and you feel stuck because you're going in the wrong direction. And I know I can say this because I've lived it. It happened to me many times. And you know, too, law of attraction simply is just that when you're in the flow with energy that aligns with you and who you are, the doors open. Everything moves freely because you're on track. And because the universe can't talk physically like I'm talking to you, it talks through signs and numbers, it talks through people, it talks through movies and books, but it also talks through synchronistic events like losing a job or winning the lottery or having a car accident or getting an illness. It's telling you you're either on track if it's positive or you're totally off track if it's negative. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Krista. Hi, Tracy. I'm glad I caught you guys here. It's good to see you. It's fun. If I have some extra time to do this, I'll do it more often. Yeah, Dee Dee's saying, did you know anything about the ancient stories of Kundalini being formed from tissues in the womb? Definitely, everything starts in the womb. Everything. It all goes back to the beginning of there, and then we wake it up as we move through life in our waking state. Hi, Stacy. So, going forward, I mean, ask me any questions you have about spiritual awakening or what stage you might be in the process, or maybe you've gone through it before and now you're out on the other side and you know who you are and you know what you're here to do. Just type it in there and I'm happy to answer your questions while I have you guys on here. But for the people that are having issues or having trouble just getting going in life and you feel like life is a struggle and you're suffering and you're in pain and nothing seems to work, um, there it's part of the process of life and it shouldn't be this hard. There are ways to get past it quickly. And so things like figuring out how to protect yourself psychically and to create good boundaries, how to trust your intuition and not have mental chatter all the time, connecting with your angels, connecting with your spirit guides, learning to read synchronicities, right? Things like this. And also, did you know that you're a light worker? Did you know that everyone in this group are light workers? And I set the intention to attract all these light workers when I set up this group. I know you're all people waking up to your life purpose, and everyone's at different stages on the journey. Kelly's asking, what are some of your tips to connect with people that have passed with angels? Ooh, that's a good one. So they are right by us all the time. Often, if you talk to yourself, I find this is one that people don't realize happens all the time. I talk to myself quite a bit, and I find a lot of people do when they're on their own. If you're talking to yourself and you're saying things just randomly, listen to what you say, because often um, your subconscious, when you're alone, is connecting with the loved ones that have passed away that are right beside you. And as you're talking to yourself, some of their words will come out in what you're saying. Happens to a lot of people, and it's happened to me too. But if you don't have anything that's coming through, like in dreams, or you don't have any signs that are coming through that are connecting you with them, ask them to show you a sign that's so obvious there's no way you can miss it. So my mom's passed away. You guys have probably heard my story before. My mom passed away 21 years ago. But before she died, we all believed in angels and all this kind of stuff, energy. And she said, I'm going to give you guys a sign from the other side. The first sign is going to be loonies. So every time, for my American friends, loonies are $1 coins that we have in Canada, and it has a loon on it, a duck called a loon, and we call them loonies, and they're big gold coins. And she said, I'm going to leave you loonies, and they'll just be out of the blue, and you'll know that's me. And I've got loonies coming out of the weirdest places, not all the time, but at the right time when I need to have that kind of connection. It's pretty cool that they just kind of drop out of nowhere. Just the other day, just yesterday, I know I did not have coins in my pocket because I don't put coins in my pocket. I always put them in my wallet. And I reached my hand to get my keys out of my pocket, and a loony like flew out into the air with my keys. It was so crazy. So I knew my mom was there. Ask them for signs. It's pretty cool. They'll give you signs. Let me go back here. Stacy, I believe I'm at the end of the process. I'm glad. Yeah, and you're saying following your heart is what helped, and I so agree. Do what you love to do. Trust your intuition. Trust what your heart is telling you. That's awesome. Hi, Allie. Do we have to wait to know our life purpose? Uh, no. You can find out your life purpose right away. Right now, I'm teaching the Life Purpose, Discover Your Life Purpose coaching program. We're in our last week of it, and everyone's getting connected. They know who they are, they know what they're here to do. There's a process that you can go through that you'll know quite quickly. So you can contact me, Allie, if you want to get more information on that. My program is ending now for that, but I should be having another one probably close to the summer. Or we could also do one-on-one coaching if you're wanting to work on Discover Your Life Purpose. Bonnie says, when I meditate, my head seems to be vibrating from back to front and side to side. Ooh, that's exciting. Yes. So if you're feeling a lot of energy up here when you are meditating or praying, or it could be chanting, this kind of thing, definitely you're getting a lot of higher vibration energy in this area. So you want to make sure you ground yourself as well. Make sure your feet are on the ground so you don't, the energy doesn't get all stuck up in your head area, and then it makes us kind of airy fairy and wishy-washy after a while if we don't watch out. Yeah, just be careful. It's definitely a sign of going to higher places. That's awesome, Bonnie. I love it. Stacy, I believe I'm a healer and I'm trying to figure out how to share this. Yes, if you believe this, then it's true. You trust your intuition, because if that's what you're feeling from your heart, I believe you're a healer too. And I believe everyone's a healer in their own way. But going back to how you're feeling, you connect to this. How do you feel you can help people to heal? What are your gifts and talents? Do you like to do Reiki? Are you a doctor? Are you a nurse? Um, do you help people to heal by counseling, psychology? Maybe you're a great teacher. Maybe you're a fabulous accountant, and you can help people heal their finances. Do you know what I'm saying? A healer is not just a fit in the box type of thing. It's like, what are your specific gifts and talents, and how does that fit for you? And then follow that trajectory. For example, if you wanted to do Reiki for healing, if that was your thing and you felt connected to that, then learn as much as you can about Reiki. Get to the top level of Reiki, be a Reiki master, start doing treatments for people, and then teach it. And that's how you help people to heal. You use that thing that you know really well and you know you're good at, and you help people to heal that way. Awesome question. Dee Dee. Yeah, yes, very cool about the Kundalini. Everything starts in the womb. It's actually, there's really good books in Chinese medicine about things happening in the womb and how our body connects and realigns us right from the start. Right. Kelly, yes, you're on the right track for sure. Just keep going forward and following your heart. Mary Ann says, I find dimes all the time. I now laugh to myself when it happens, right? Yes, I know. So I've set up my signs from the universe so that I know that dimes are from angels and loonies are from my mom. And that's just how I reference the two. But however, those signs are coming to you when you get them, it's pretty cool. I always giggle when I see a dime as well. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Lisa. Krista says, I'm struggling with what to do next. I'm trying to trust the universe, but it gets confusing. My health condition is shouting to me that my career is too hard on my body. I don't know what I'm meant to do next. Yes. Yes, totally. So if you're feeling lost and feeling stuck, so how we get guidance is through the universe, through the signs that the universe sends, through synchronicity, by talking to your angels, by talking to your spirit guides, by understanding how to read numbers. When you see 222, what does that mean? When you see 1212 on the clock, what does that mean? If you see the same reoccurring numbers like 42 all the time, what does that mean? Learning how to read the language of energy and signs from the universe is what guides you in the beginning. It still guides me today, no question, but it's the foundation that you create in the beginning. You learn law of attraction and how energy works, and learn the language of energy and see what the universe is telling you. It's the universe is always whispering to us gently by using signs and symbols and angel messages and spirit guides and people that we love sending messages, trying to coax us to go in the right direction. What are those signs for you? Kelly, we have feathers in our home all the time. I lost my sister, and my grandmother and my grandfather are a month apart. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But that is a beautiful story. They send you feathers. That's really awesome. And then you know that they're there. It's such a wonderful feeling that warms your heart and you feel supported. And you can ask for that. If you're not seeing the feathers for a while, ask them. I'll say to my mom, I haven't seen you in a while. If you're around, can you just give me a sign today? And I'll either smell her perfume, or I'll see a loony somewhere, or quite often she sends me a song on the radio. which is pretty cool, right? They will send you a message. They can hear you. Allie, I'm getting lots of signs and synchronicities and channeling and seeing. I just know the solar plexus is where we have our power and gifts. I'm not completely aware of what they are. Okay. So your gifts and who you are, it's actually in your heart center. I know what you're saying about the solar plexus. Yes, it's our purpose, it's our will, it's the chakra of all those energies, what you're here to do, but it's actually all comes, your life purpose and what you're here to do comes from your heart center. It was programmed into your heart before you were born. And actually, there's a place just above your heart, your thymus area, that these two areas are activating your life purpose all the time. So if your heart is shut down, your life purpose is going to be having obstacles as well. So you want to focus on the heart. It will activate the solar plexus. The more you focus on the heart, the clearer your life purpose gets. It's what you love to do that activates everything in your world. It really does. It's the key. It's the foundation. And then, see, I guess where I'm getting with this too, because Allie, I'm thinking about you. You don't have to work so hard. And that's what I find people are telling me. I've tried this and I've tried that, and this doesn't work, and I'm trying harder at that, and it's still not working. And I've tried everything and nothing works. But really, you don't have to try so hard. If you get focused in your heart center and do what you love to do, and you have fun in life and you love yourself, everything else just magically aligns. And I know that sounds kind of airy-fairy, but it's all law of attraction, right? If you are coming from a place of love and you center yourself in that, everything within you and around you aligns with love, which is your soul's purpose. So it's a much easier way to attract your life purpose to you is by being love and let it come to you rather than going out there and banging on the doors to try to make it happen. Yeah. Kelly's asking, are we supposed to say anything when we find the dimes and feathers and pennies? I always say thank you, right? I always say thanks, guys. I love you, and I often say I miss you. I wish you were here, but thank you for your message, and I'm so glad that you're near. Just let them know that you got it. I'm sure they see by your expression on your face or your tears of joy that you got the message, but I always say thanks. Amanda says, am I on the right track with my career decision? I don't know. I'm not doing readings right now, but I would say if you trust your heart, follow your intuition, trust your heart, then you're going to be in the right place every time. There's also this thing that people really get stuck on is that what if I make the wrong choice or what if I fail? And in my point of view, having experienced it myself and helped people over the years, there's no way to fail. There's no wrong choice to make. So when you're going through life, the path is not straight like an arrow. It's meandering, and it's supposed to be. It ebbs and flows. It goes forward, sometimes really fast, but then it pulls back to let you collect yourself, reevaluate, then it moves forward again. It should do that. And so don't ever worry about being on the wrong track or making a bad choice, because everything was already chosen before you got here by you. You designed the plan already. So you can't make a wrong choice. You've put in the fail safes for everything in your life. And if you meander a tiny bit off your life purpose, you know what's going to happen. Spiritual awakening. Yeah, it's nasty. But even having said, I've gone through these 3 horrible ones myself. And you probably heard me talking about my first one last week was when my mom died. And it was awful. And that was 21 years ago, and I can talk about it now without getting all wrecked about it, but it took years of healing to get through that experience because it was so traumatic. It wasn't just her death, but it was all the other things happening at the same time around that just ripped me apart because I was off track. I wasn't following my purpose in any way. Like, I wasn't even close. I was so far off the path. I don't know how you could get farther off the path. And so as the fail safe that we put into our life design when we create the life that we want to live before we come here, we put that fail safe in to correct or realign the path as a spiritual awakening. It's like, whoa, let the angels and the guides stop everything. It's almost like pulling the plug out of the wall. Just let it all stop right here. We're not going forward anymore in this wrong direction. And we're going to realign who she is. We're going to put her back on a better path and then push her forward. It's for your higher learning, it's for healing, it's really for the higher good of all, including yourself and all others, everyone in your life. Rima says, I see recurring numbers all day, every day, but how to interpret the messages I get? Yes, I teach that. It's so easy. How to read numbers, so easy. So you'll have to just, I can't teach that in just a couple of minutes or explain it. It would take about an hour or so to go through that. But I teach it in every one of my programs. The numbers is so important. I teach that in every one of my programs. So if you follow along and notice that there's a program that comes up that you're interested in, jump in and I'll get you connected with that. If you don't want to do a program specifically, I could always do an hour coaching session with you and explain it in detail that way. But right now, so on February 7th, I've got the Spiritual Awakening program starting. And so I'm teaching all the basics for the people who are really lost and they're looking for a place to start. If you find you can't get connected with your intuition, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you are going through a spiritual awakening and your world's coming apart, I teach you all those foundation things, law of attraction. I teach you how to read the numbers, read the colors. I teach you how to connect with your angels and your spirit guides and talk to them and get messages you can trust. I teach you how to connect with your own intuition and get messages you can trust, right? This is all very basic stuff. Teach you how to connect with synchronicity and ask for synchronistic messages from the universe and get the answers to come quickly in return so you can know how to go forward. And once you know all this foundation stuff, life becomes so much easier to navigate. Then it's not so chaotic. Then you move past that pain point of suffering through a spiritual awakening to empowerment. It's like, okay, now I understand. I'm going through this process because I'm off track. So I teach you all the signs to read from the universe to get you back on track and then to guide you as you go forward to get in alignment, right? Paula, hi. You've been seeing lights in the corners of your vision lately. Yes, it's angel energy. Angel energy. I love it. So angel energy always comes in your peripheral. I always have it on my right side for some reason. It doesn't often come on my left, but it's different for everyone. You might be getting it on both sides or one side more than the other. Royal blue color is Archangel Michael. You see a flash. Sometimes if I have just, I don't want to say just, all angels are awesome and I'm so grateful to have them with me. But the regular angels, not the archangels, I find are just the gold lights moving around back and forth. Different colors for the different types of angels. But yes, it's angel energy. That's so awesome. Very high vibration. It's not spirit. Spirit is angel energy only, those flashing lights. Spirit is going to be completely different. That's a different vibration. And often it's a white light that will come through, a soft white light. Aw, thanks, Pam. Thanks. You're so kind. You love my messages. Thank you. God bless you. All right. You're welcome, Allie. Hi, Lynn. Always good to see you guys here. Bonnie says, how can I hear my higher self and my angels? Yeah, and it's a process for sure. Connecting with your higher self and connecting with your angels is actually done almost in the same way, but with different intentions. And so when you're talking to angels, set the intention. So if I'm going to sit here and meditate in my chair for a few minutes, this is my favorite meditation spot. And it's like a lean back kind of lazy chair. If you can see it here with my grandma's little hand knit doily on the back. And then I've got an ottoman here and I'll lay back and just get focused and I'll set the intention to talk to my angels. And then I'll just get really quiet. If I want to connect with my higher self, I set the intention to connect with my higher self and then I get quiet. So once you've set the intention, you've told the universe what you're calling in, what you're connecting to, and that's what instantly connects you to the switchboard of your higher self, or the switchboard of your angels, or the switchboard of your spirit guides, or your loved ones that have passed away. It's your intention. So you can just make sure you're clear on that every time before you start, and you can get connected with them right away. But then trust what comes through too, because people will say to me, I set my intention to talk to my angels, and then I get quiet, and then I get all these silly things in my head, and I feel like I'm making it up. But trust whatever you're getting, because it's going to be silly. Often it doesn't come through like how we talk. It comes through in different ways. Sometimes the messages are in pictures or songs. It doesn't have to be in words. Trust whatever you're getting. And especially angel messages are silly, and they make you giggle because the energy is always really high. And so if you feel like they're just silly messages and they're making you giggle, don't discount them. That's totally angel energy. You know, you're very connected. Awesome. Ali says, I have my Reiki master and reflexology. Okay, well, if you feel like you need more, because you're saying, I feel like I need more than that, what do you need? If you're not, if you're feeling that you don't have enough with just that, what's your next thing? And don't get lost in the idea of not feeling good enough, because I'm going to say to everyone right now is, whatever you have right now, you're good enough to help somebody with your gifts, because we were born with them. Here's the thing. We were born with them a long time ago. You've had them already for your whole life. So maybe you could take a class to enhance something that you already know you're good at and you want to be better at. But I don't know if there'd be things that you would really have to dive deep into. But see what your heart is telling you. Maybe go back to the Reiki and see if you could start there. Laura's asking, is it possible to backtrack in your awakening? For example, I felt like I was awakening, but lately I've been depressed and haven't felt strong. So, yeah, an awakening process actually takes years. It does not happen fast. Oh my gosh, it could be a minimum of 3 years to do a full awakening process from the beginning to the end, like the trauma, pull apart your life, collapse tower moment kind of thing, to actually healing from it and moving past it is a minimum of 3 years in my experience in helping people and helping myself. Just talking to clients, all the different stories they've told me, even my own. The longest ones, probably 5 or 6 years. They're long periods of time, 3 minimum. And it takes time to pull your whole world apart and then rebuild it back together. It's not fast. So, Laura, when you're telling me this, my thought is, I think probably you're not through it yet. Because when you're going through an awakening, you have days where it feels like, whoa, things are actually good. I think I'm good. And then it comes right back apart again, and it unravels, and you're like, oh my God, bring me back up out of this. But you know you're healing because it's less and less each time you pull yourself back up. There are little bumps in the road, and you get back up higher each time. And you're getting more confident and more empowered each time. When you'll know when you're done a spiritual awakening, because it really is over. The struggle, the pain, the trauma, whatever initiated the awakening in the first place, like my mom passing away, or let's say you have a car accident or a serious illness, or you lose your job, or go through a divorce. There's so many different ways it can happen, but that initial event is over. So no, for my mom, for example, even though my mom's death was over quickly, right? Because when you die, it happens within a short time. The death itself, the body leaves. The soul leaves, and the bodies, we bury it, or my mom was cremated, right? So it takes about 7 to 10 days for that process to complete. But till that was actually ended within me and healed within me took years, right? Yeah, no problem. I agree, Belinda. You can only learn and grow. Nothing is a failure. I so agree. Lots of ups and downs on the awakening. It is a roller coaster, Laura. Yeah, just trust your heart. Trust your heart, trust your intuition, ask your angels for help. I talk to my angels every day, and I'm like, come on, guys, I need help. I need help here. I'm pretty on their case all the time in the most loving way I can. They're awesome. Angels want to help. That's their job. And can you imagine if your angels were just sitting around on the sidelines waiting to get in and help you? They don't want to do that. That's boring. They want to help. They want to be in there in the thick of it, trying to help you get through your life and keep you on purpose. So give them lots of work to do because they love it. It makes them so happy. When I do readings for people and I talk to their angels, the ones that are busy are the happiest. They're like, oh, she's doing so good. She's working really hard, and we're doing this in the background. We're helping to support her, and so it's kind of neat to see. Stacy, how do you heal yourself if you're experiencing a Kundalini psychosis? You know, Kundalini energy is very powerful, and so you need to be grounded. Getting grounded is one of the keys to healing that. And that's not a fast process either. It's going to be whatever getting grounded means to you. It's going to be spending a lot of time outside in nature. It's going to be healing, like going to counseling, lots of levels of recreating a foundation for yourself to help yourself heal. Oh, Brazita, what a good question. How many spiritual awakenings can one person have? Gosh, I've had 3, but I know of people who've had like up to 5 or 6, many. So, to be honest, I would say probably, um, don't want to put a number on it, but like, let's say 6 max. When I'm asking my angels, they're saying up to 10 in a lifetime, but that sounds a lot to me. I have usually meet people who have had 2 or 3, and people who have gone through a lot of crisis in their life often will say 5 or 6. But I don't want this to scare you. It actually helps to support you, to align you with your purpose. So every time you go through one and you come out the other side, you're better than you were before you went through it. You're stronger, you're more confident, you're more empowered, you're more aligned with your gifts, you're more aligned with the angels and the universe, and you're more aligned with your higher self. It's like it's the thing you want to be doing. What I would be asking is, if you haven't gone through one yet, you should be going through one, and maybe you are and you're not aware of it. So the signs are just feeling lost, unsure of how to go forward, not being able to connect with your intuition or your angels or your guides. The lostness, the feeling of being so lost, is a spiritual awakening for sure. Yes, Lynn says she sees 1111 all the time, the wake up call. Yes, 1111 is the wake up call number. That's awesome. I love 1111. I like hearing angelic music, Melissa says. I do too. And sometimes I will hear that in my right ear when they're close by. That's beautiful. Annie Bicklemeyer says, if all of this is who we originally are, why do we need teachers to show us, right? Because when we're born, we come here and forget everything. And then we have to remember, everything that we're here to do after it's been all kind of taken away. We're here to remember who we are and learn from those experiences while we gather all the information and understanding who we are. I don't have a good answer for that. Everyone has a teacher. I had teachers on my journey when I was going through those awful spiritual awakenings. I had people pull me out of the deep, dark places and help me get back on track. I can only say thank you so much to my Reiki master, who took me in when I was so vulnerable and weak and just going through the worst time of my life ever when my mom passed away. And she was the first teacher I had that helped me understand how to connect with energy and to read it and to understand the universe is actually supporting us. It's not hurting us, right? When you're going through a spiritual awakening, a lot of people say, why me? Why am I being punished? It's not like that at all. Remember, it's a protective mechanism. It's a fail-safe. A spiritual awakening is a fail-safe, a protective mechanism you put into the design of your life plan. So when you're down here on earth and we've got this shroud of not remembering things all around us, when you're so off track, you've given the angels and your spirit guides the authority to take control and to stop everything and pull out the plug of your current life that's just a mess and horrible and not supporting who you are or alignment with your purpose. And they can pull out the plug, stop everything, and realign you and get you back on track. It's a protective mechanism that we've all put into the design of our life plan to help us go forward. It's actually beautiful. Chrissy says, oh, hi. How can you get the universe to support me finishing college? I'll be back to studying my real path soon as I finish. Honest, awesome. The universe did not like my decision to take my focus away from my true path. Right. So I would say if there's a way you can still bring what you love to do in to what you're doing, even with university right now, can you still do it as a hobby on the side, or even still add it in a couple of days a week or something? You don't have to push it to the side altogether. Try to keep connected to it in some way. Yeah. How can you get the universe to support you in finishing college? Ask your angels. I cannot tell you the number of times angels have created miracles for me when I've thought things there was no way it could happen, and I've just said, angels, this problem is bigger than me. I don't know how I can get through this, and can you find a path through it for me? And just be really clear about what you want, and they will deliver. Oh, you're welcome, Bonnie. I see already, gosh, I'm talking so much. It's 36 minutes already. I'll take a couple more questions and then I have to go. Fallon says, not sure if this has anything to do with spiritual awakening. I will often get a ringing in my left ear and I feel a little bit dizzy. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's okay. So it means you're waking up to the higher vibration energy, and the ringing in the ear, often that's angels talking to you. Angels will send downloads in through your ears, and it's like a tone or a soft ringing in the ears for a short period of time, and it can make you dizzy. Now, I just want to be clear that this is not tinnitus, and people laugh at me when I bring this up, but I just want to make clear the difference between the two. Tinnitus, if you have a physical problem with ringing in your ears, it's like there all the time. But when you have angels downloading information, it's like a tone or a soft ring in your ear for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then it shuts down and everything gets super quiet. And sometimes people do get dizzy after that happens. If you do get dizzy, get both feet on the ground, bare feet on the ground, or you can put a spoon, metal, to the bottom of your foot and it will stop. Allie, thank you so much. Yeah, Melissa says the ringing in the ears are angelic downloads. Yes, they are. I'm so glad you get them. Allie, you are so welcome. I would be super interested in having more clarification on all the energies, large faces, higher self. Yeah, that's good. If you have so much going on, you will have to ask them for clarification when you see them. Ask them who they are, and then trust the messages that you're getting, right? So if you're feeling it's higher self, or if you're feeling it's people that have passed over, trust what you're getting. The only way with all this energy work, guys, is to try it yourself, practice, see what works, see what doesn't work, and the more you practice, the clearer the messages will get. Awesome. Laura says, I was living in a haunted house, and that's how it started. No, that's how, for me too. My house was haunted. Okay, so I didn't tell that part of my story. Oh my gosh, it's just making me laugh because I've lived in haunted houses my whole life. So it's fun to me now. I love this kind of stuff because it's part of who I am, and because I lived in haunted houses ever since I was a kid, that's how I can talk to angels and guides and spirit guides, because I could see them all over the place, and I could talk to spirits stuck in the basement or in the attic or whatever. And maybe, Laura, this is what you can do too, because when you have a haunted house situation, the traffic of spirit energy is so high you can't not notice them. But I went through, as a kid, I lived in haunted houses my whole life. So as a kid, I'm just remembering the nightmares I'd have with spirits, and being scared to go in certain places in the house because that's where the spirits would stay. And so I learned psychic protection at a very young age. I learned how to talk to them. I spent a lot of time being scared, to be honest, till I learned how to protect myself. And my mom actually taught me how to protect myself. So that was a big part of when my world fell apart when my mom died, a big part of that was because she taught me almost everything that I know about energy and how I help people all the time with my classes and with this group and my clients and my friends and my family with energy is the foundation is everything she taught me. So when I lost my mom, I lost that foundation. And that's part of that awakening was taking all that came apart, putting it back together in a stronger way. Crazy, huh? Crazy how life works, but awesome. Kelly says, my dad passed in 2014 and I used to get signs often, but you feel like they've slowed. You lost a close friend. Yeah. Yeah, it is very normal for the signs to kind of drift away or only come periodically after a period of time because they have work to do on the other side and they get busy doing their stuff while they're on the other side, and if you call them they'll come right away, but as they get into their work and what they're doing, you won't get the messages as often. But when they first pass away, one of the first things they will do, oh, I can just feel my mom right here. She just touched me. Oh, that's crazy. um, okay. And I've totally lost my train of thought. That's amazing. Yeah, my mom just touched my hand right here. So, and I could just tell it was my mom's energy. But when our family passes away, they come right to us right away because they try to console us. They're telling us they're okay, not to worry, they love us, they're around us a lot, at least for the first year usually. So that's when you get a lot of signs. And then as the time passes and they have work to do on their side, they'll be away from us for longer periods of time. Mina says, I've found my intuition is very strong, but how do I know something is intuitive or if I'm just afraid? Yeah. Okay, so intuitive information usually is not bad, but you have to get really clear on your mental chatter and getting rid of your mental chatter. So I teach this in all of my classes too, and I've said this on the lives a lot. I'm not sure if you've seen it, so I'll do it again quick. But there is a way to retrain your brain so that you can think positive and stop it from thinking so negative. And then you know you can trust your intuitive messages, right? So as soon as I have any mental chatter, anything negative coming into my mind, I pretend my mind is a computer, I close my eyes and I hit the delete button. And then I say cancel, clear, delete. The screen goes blank. In my mind, I blank out the screen, right, like a computer screen. Then I put a new picture on the screen of something I love. And make it something you love that makes you very happy. So my picture is being in Maui. I was in Maui on a vacation once. And I still remember standing on the beach and looking out at the ocean, and the sun was so warm and I was so happy. And that's my picture. So you want to retrain your brain to think positive. So as soon as you get the negative, you go delete, cancel, clear, delete, blank it out, put your positive picture on every time, the same picture every time. You're retraining your brain to think positive, and it will stop thinking negative. It takes about 28 to 30 days for that to happen. And then you know you can trust your intuitive messages, because I can say, because I went through this process and it did happen to me. One morning you actually wake up and there's no mental chatter. It was actually gone, and my mind is silent for the most part. I listen to intuitive messages that come to me all day. I don't have any mental chatter ever. I've never had it since, to be honest. Very little. Sometimes like 2%. When it comes in, I knock it out right away with that exercise and it goes away. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here pretty quick. I've been on for 43 minutes already. It's so fun talking to you. Okay, so Robin says, is vibrations in the body while lying in bed normal? Does it have something to do with angels? Yeah. What are you thinking of when are you meditating when you're in bed? Are you practicing Reiki? But those vibrations are high vibrations. So I'm wondering, are you praying? Are you connecting with higher realms? Because that will make your body vibrate like that for sure, like a fuzzy, warm feeling. Dee Dee says, I had an awakening and physical aspects happened as well as pure soul. Your nails, your hair, your womb. Yeah. Oh, I don't have questions, but interested in reading material on the physical. What happens to you physically as you change? Um, Gosh, I'm not sure if I have any information on that as far as books go, but everything about you changes. My body has changed every time I went through the awakenings. I'm like majorly, holy smokes. I used to be much cuter, right? We get tougher. I mean, I used to be super cute before my first awakening. You know how that all works when you're just like cute and pure and like teenagery. Now I'm like stronger and more stable, and you act different and you look different. When you get more confidence and you become empowered and you're living from your heart, it's totally different. Your body takes on a different shape and different form. Good question. Oh gosh. Okay, Kimberly says, from your description of spiritual awakening, I've been through five. Sitting here back, uh, wondering if I'm on the right track now. Yeah, and so maybe you've been through a lot of crisis or trauma, and it could be five. Don't don't worry. You can't ever be on the wrong track. And I know I'm saying you can't be on the wrong track and you can't fail, and then a spiritual awakening happens when you're on the wrong track. Okay, so how do we clear that out so it makes more sense? You can't make mistakes because we're here to learn. And the more you fail, the more you learn, and the more information you get to make you stronger as you go forward. When we're getting off track, it means not in alignment with who you are, with what you love to do in life. That's when you're off track, right? So if I try something and I fail, let's say I try to start a business and I fail and it doesn't work and then I have to close it down. Well, does that mean that it's not something that I shouldn't have done? I would have gathered a lot of learning from that experience. But if I totally loved it and I went for it and I did my best and I tried my hardest and then it collapsed, I was still living from my heart and doing what I love to do. So I was still on track technically. It was part of my purpose, right? There's a difference there. When you're off track, it means you are not in alignment with who you are. Most people don't even know who they are at that time, or they don't love themselves. They can't look in the mirror and say, I love you. They don't support themselves with loving, surround themselves with loving people, or have good boundaries. They can't say no to people, things like that. I hope that makes it more clear. But a good question. Melissa says, I believe we need teachers because once we're born, most of us are not taught growing up about spiritual awakenings. That's true too. Yeah. And gosh, I had to go through all this to learn about it. No one taught me about the spiritual awakening. I actually went through it and then learned about it as I was going through it the second time. I didn't know that's what was happening to me the first time. Isn't that crazy? Till the end. And then I had my second one right after, which is crazy, but that's how it all works. Chrissy, you are so welcome. Talk to your angels. Yes, 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 yes. Stay in touch. And I know you're going to do awesome. Just stay connected. Stay connected with your angels. It's the key. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for stopping in. I'll say, let's see, you're so welcome. I see all your messages here. Yeah, picking energies up from other people is definitely an issue for people going through spiritual awakening, and so you want to have good boundaries and learn psychic protection. So that's really important too. Thank you so much, you guys. It was good to talk to you. So if you need help, that's why I'm here. This is what I do. Message me. I'm happy to help you. Or I have these courses going all the time, and maybe one of them will resonate with you and it feels like what you need at the time. I can help you. And the next one coming up is the Spiritual Awakening Program. That one is February 7th. It's a Sunday. February 7th at 11 a.m. It's going to be 4 Sundays for 90 minutes. You get to talk to me one-on-one like this. You can ask as many questions as you want. I'm going to teach you right from the ground up how to get through being lost, how to get through your spiritual awakening, how to learn how to connect to the law of attraction and really use it and get results from it, how to learn how to read numbers, how to connect with your angels, your spirit guides, learning what synchronicity is all about, and actually how to talk to it and get it to talk back, to give you answers so you can see the signs that the universe is giving you to align you with your purpose. It gives you direction. Once you guys have this foundation, it's like amazing, right? It's when you can read the language of energy, it helps to guide you forward for the rest of your life. Plus, in this program, you get a Reiki session. You get a 30-minute Reiki session with me, and which is awesome. And you get my books, Illumination and Enlightenment, for free. You get connection, email access to me like forever. After taking the program for free, you can ask me as many questions as you want forever, and I'll get back to you all the time and help you whenever you need it. Plus, just for you guys today, anyone who's listening to this live, if you're signing up for the program, I'll give you a 30-minute reading for free. I'll just throw it into the program as something extra, and you'll get it. Actually, we'll do the readings next week before the program starts, so that I can help get you on track before we get into the program. And I'm just going to throw that in for free. So the program's for $497 for the 4 weeks, for the Reiki session, and for my 2 books. Plus, I'm going to throw in this 30-minute reading. If you sign up in the next 48 hours, I'll post it here below so you know. You can go to spiritualawakeningacademy.com and click in there. Even for the VIP people, I've got VIP people who might only want to do this program all by themselves. You get that whole entire program plus an extra session, 5 sessions, plus a 1-hour reading with me after. Plus, if you sign up in the next 48 hours, I'll give you that extra reading, the 30 minutes. So what I want to help people with is, because they're so lost, and that's why I did this live today, was that I had so many people messaging me today that were lost, and I just thought, how can I help you guys a little bit more? So what I can do is, before we start the program on February 7th, everybody who's in the program, I'll meet you one-on-one. We'll do a 30-minute reading. I'll help you understand where you're at and where you're going. And that should help support you a little bit as we go forward and get into the meat of the program and get going. And it's going to be fun. I love these programs. They're so much fun. I love watching you all grow and evolve to become empowered people. It just warms my heart. So I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. If you're interested, just go to my website. I'll post it in the link in the comments below, but it's spiritualawakeningacademy.com. And love and light to you guys. I'll do this again soon because it is fun to get a chance to talk to you like this. Have a super Monday night, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.